What's up? It's Jeremy back with another video for the channel. As you can see, this is a little bit of a different format than what I usually post on my channel. Probably because of the location. I'm outside right now. Got my yerba mate. I'm still trying to get sponsored by them, so Guyaki, please sponsor me and send me free drinks. If you guys ever go public, I'll buy your stock. Reach out to me. I want to invest in you guys, but that's besides the point. The main point of this video is the markets have been crazy, not just the stock market. Real estate has been crazy as well, even crypto. And it has been a fat minute since I have posted a video basically detailing some of my plans and strategies going into the market. It's been a while. I think maybe one of the last videos that I posted was talking about maybe Coca-Cola stock or Apple stock. That was so long ago, I barely remember it. But yeah, one of the big movers that I've done, because I made a slew of moves lately, has been Tesla. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I had a position in Tesla. Really love the company, and I was just riding the wave. Basically, I got in early. I've actually, over this past year, maybe year and a half, I've bought and sold Tesla stock off and on and have realized gains along the way. But this recent position that I had was my largest in it. I think it eventually grew to my second largest holding in my portfolio, which was insane. I didn't even expect that when I bought in. I slowly, a few weeks ago, about a month ago maybe, I sold off my whole position because I felt like the position got a little bit too large in my portfolio, and then I also felt that the stock had grown so fast, so quickly, at such an immense rate that, it might be a good time to take profits. It was in the high 700s, low 800s. I wanted to branch out because I knew the market was rotating from those high growth stocks to maybe into more value stocks. So I wanted to kind of jump on that and maybe not necessarily come out of pocket or deploy any additional cash into those value stocks. It would be a nice turnaround if I can just realize some of these Tesla gains, because they were up a big percentage. I have a screenshot of what it is, but anyway, so I sold off that Tesla position and rolled it into some more value positions. A big one that I absolutely love is I bought a lot more of O, which is Realty Income, which is the only REIT in my portfolio. They pay a monthly dividend, and also it's just super easy if you want to invest in real estate but don't necessarily want to buy actual real estate. You should check out O, because they're one of the best REITs out there in my opinion, and it's a very small group of workers, and they bring in a ton of money every month, and they pay out most of their earnings and dividends because they have to, because they're a REIT. But I bought a lot more of O, and I believe I used the proceeds from my Tesla position to buy into, I believe, some other value stocks as well. But that's not the only move that I made. I also had an epiphany almost. I was thinking, after I sold that Tesla position, that I might be investing too boring, if that makes any sense. I felt like I was investing like an old man. Like, I'm pretty young, I'm 23, and I felt like I was investing too much like Warren Buffett, you feel me? Like, I was investing like a boring old man. So I'm like, why don't you just grow some balls and start making some plays, bro? Like, stop being so scared to, to take higher risk positions. Like, you're young, you're smart enough, you have the confidence. There's no reason why you shouldn't, try to take some additional plays with what you've learned over these past years, and try to make some more money out of it. There's no reason. Like, don't get me wrong, long-term investing, it's where it's at, it's where all the money's at. But I just felt like at this point in my investing career, I have the capacity to take on some maybe higher risk plays, maybe some shorter term trades, not necessarily or you could call them swing trades, but I'm thinking maybe these 6-month to year-long plays. And I originally tried to do that with Snapchat earlier this year, but it was a big learning moment for me because I sold out too early. I believed in Snapchat due to their, their user base and the fact that they had room to monetize that user base. Earlier this year, I believe I bought in the low 10s. My cost was around $11, and I eventually sold out in the high 10s. But if you look at the stock now, I think it's above $40 now. And that was just a big learning moment for me. I always bring that Snapchat play up whenever I'm talking about mistakes. and learning moments, and I'll always remember that play. But nonetheless, it's time to move on. All you can do is learn as much as you can from all your mistakes, right? So I decided to take some of the proceeds, a portion of the proceeds of the Tesla play, and go into some of those 6-month to year-long plays, because I work in the car industry. That's my normal job, and the EV market is getting ready to explode. Granted, all of these EV stocks, these car companies, they have had a lot of growth already this past year, primarily due to the booming, or the anticipation of the EV markets, right, and the booming of that. I feel like there is still a lot of upside on some of these stocks. For example, Ford, I made a play on them. I'm building a short-term position on them. They got the new EV Mustang coming out, if you can even call it a Mustang. I guess they're just using that name for marketing purposes, but still, I've heard that's a really solid vehicle, a very nice Tesla competitor. Then they also got the Ford Bronco coming out, which I've heard is really hype and a very, very solid and desirable car. I've heard there's a lot of pre-orders on that one as well. So once earnings comes in on those Broncos and those Mustangs and any other cars that they got in development, they should see a bump in the stock price as well, is my guess. And also kind of a similar play. I set up a similar position on GM, because their whole research and development team is basically, almost all of them are focusing on the EV market to make a big push there, which makes a lot of sense, because eventually the combustion engine is going to be obsolete in the near-term future, whatever you consider near-term, 10 years, whatever. They won't be selling any more combustion engines, and from what I've heard, because I've talked to a few of the GMs who work for GM, no pun intended, but they said that almost the whole research development team is on EV right now, and there's barely anybody working on combustion engine, the traditional gasoline engine, which is pretty insane. And I feel like there's been a lot of growth in those two stocks already, but this is just the beginning, and I feel like once earnings starts to come in on these EVs, we're going to see a large spike in the stock price, which might be a nice six-month to year-long play, and then cash out. The third automotive stock that I actually set up a play on, it's actually a slightly new experience for me, which is super exciting, because it's not a U.S. stock. It's actually, I believe it's like a European stock or UK. I'm not sure, but it's Volkswagen, VWAGI. And if you've heard the recent news or been following anything on the EV markets, they are making a run at Tesla. They basically called Tesla out and was like, "We're coming for your ass." And I mean, like, Volkswagen, they make solid vehicles. Obviously Audi, they've been pumping out those e-trons or whatever those things are. They're apparently making a huge push to become a legitimate Tesla competitor. And so I picked some of their stock up, the first foreign stock that I've ever bought, which is exciting. And it's really weird, because when you go to buy it, they don't let you buy at market. You gotta set a limit order, which I didn't know, because I was waiting. I was like, am I not allowed to buy this on my broker? I eventually learned that you need to set a limit order on that, which was kind of funny. But enough of the automotive stocks. The final stock that I'm actually setting up a play on right now is an exciting one. I wouldn't call it a meme stock. A lot of people are calling it a meme stock, but it's Roblox. They just had their IPO about a week and a half ago, and I believe that Roblox is kind of a similar-ish type play to what I had going with Snapchat. They have a large user base. From what I've heard, they're making around 5 cents per user, which is pretty low in comparison to, I guess, the industry. So there is a lot of upside and room for them to monetize on that user base, and also grow the user base as well. And their financials are looking pretty solid. These past few weeks have been kind of interesting watching, because we don't really know how the stock is going to act normally, because they just had their IPO. They've been out not even a month, right? So it's been pretty volatile. They opened up at 45, and it immediately shot up to in the high 70s. I waited a few days in order to pick some up, because once it shoots up really fast, you're gonna get that drop as people cash out. It's a really exciting stock. I'm slowly building it up. I believe that any price in the 60s right now is solid. If it drops below 60, even better. I'm gonna pick some up. But this is definitely at least a 6-month to year-long play. And I'm very excited for Roblox. It's probably my riskiest position in the portfolio right now, and I'm pretty happy about it. I never played an IPO before, so it's going to be a very exciting experience for me. That is the fourth stock that I've made a play on recently. So big moves all around. Usually, you think of me as like just a young Warren Buffett. No, I'm just kidding. But like just a boring investor. Like, oh, just buy Coca-Cola, buy Apple, buy the S&P 500, and just wait on it. Like, nah, that's not me anymore. I got some funds going towards those higher risk plays. I'm kind of I live life on the edge a little bit, but that's not all. I also have gotten into a little bit of crypto. So I know it's super hype right now, but I believe that we are in the beginning stages of something really important and something that could really change how finances work, financial institutions, how people, invest their money, how people even handle their 401ks, how people handle their retirement. I think we're in the very early beginning stages of something insane. So I kind of took some funds and had 3 coins that I was looking at. And I also, I talked to people who have done the research, and a lot of people have been telling me to get into crypto. Everybody's hype on it right now. But I kind of went with some more conservative picks. Took some funds and kind of just threw it at these 3 coins, kind of just as F-it investments. I don't really check it that much, maybe every other day, but I obviously had to pick up the main one, Bitcoin, and then also Ethereum. And then for my third pick, I chose a riskier coin. It was a lower priced one, ADA Cardano. I've heard a lot of great things about Cardano. They got a great system or whatever they got developing. I'm actually up on these positions recently, so I mean, hey, whatever happens. I've heard the upside for cryptocurrency is like a long-term outlook. I'm just really excited to see where crypto goes in the future and how it affects other markets as well. But yeah, those have been my plays these past few weeks to months, and I'm really excited, really hype on being able to diversify my portfolios. I'm really looking to get into the real estate investing market pretty soon, this year to next year. I know I said that last year. The primary reason why I decided to cash out on that Tesla play was to build that cash position, and I also sold my current car in order to build that cash reserve, because you need to have a cash reserve when you're going into real estate investing. You can't just go without any cash in hand, right? You never know what's going to happen. That's also the primary reason why I'm taking these shorter term trades. I'm trying to build up that cash, but obviously that cash position and those cash reserves are very important as well. But I'm really excited. I think diversification is really important, very key, to any investor's portfolio. Yeah, that was just a quick spiel. I'm really excited, to update you guys on some of the moves that I've been making and where it takes me. And I'll definitely keep you updated. I haven't been posting a lot lately. I'm really excited. I'm kind of have some momentum right now. I'm finishing up a book right now, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's a very great book. I'm definitely going to get you guys a review on that. But yeah, those are some things to look forward to. Let me know what you guys have been doing in terms of, investing moves. If you're reading any books lately, anything to help your future self, right? To improve upon yourself, to set yourself up for freedom later on. You know what I mean? That's why I do this. People come up to me and ask me, why don't you like spending money on yourself? People were asking me why I sold my newer car and bought an older one. They're like, somebody was joking with me and they said, oh, you don't, I guess you just don't like driving fast. I'm like, no, I very much like driving fast. It's just there's time for that later, you know what I mean? You see these guys retiring and buying their brand new BMW. I'm not trying to buy a brand new BMW when I retire. I'm trying to buy a brand new Lamborghini. You feel me? Not really, but the Lotus is still in the plan. Lotus is definitely in the works. But everything has its time, right? I can go buy a Lotus right now if I wanted to, but that'll just set me up for failure later on, right? That'll just, constrain me. That'll tie me down. I'm not trying to buy a Lotus. I'm trying to buy a house right now. That's in the cards, right? And I don't need a Lotus. Where am I going to drive to? Work and then back home? Maybe the store? Maybe go get a haircut, fresh fade? I don't know. I don't need a Lotus right now. I'll need a Lotus when I, am making money passively through my investments, and I'm just driving around wheeling and dealing. Obviously I'll need a Lotus for that, you know. Maybe take those back roads when I'm going places. But no, I don't got time for a Lotus right now. I'm fine with the car I got. You know, you just got to boil it down to the decisions that you make today and how they will affect your future self, right? And you also got to boil it down to what you want. And what I want is freedom, right? So that was a big thing for me last year, like boiling it down, what do I want? So I went on another spiel. That's my bad. But it's a beautiful day. And I'm off the yerb, as you can see. You know, got me hype. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and take it easy.